who can come to your defense?
All right, you remember the phone call she used to make?
That part of it is kind of confusing, though.
I don't care how he feels, but right about now, I'm saying no.
You had the accounts, the offshore accounts and everything.
No, she knew. She knew about it.
She knew about what?
I feel like we're beating a dead horse.
Again, Christopher James Rogers, he turned into what I never thought he would be, which is a bum. Emergency surgery for appendix, leg crushed, arm crushed. I cared about living, breathing. That's simply what happened.
You mentioned that Elgin could interview. Is that still a possibility?
Right. Like at this moment, I don't know what he's doing. Like I said, he's busy like I'm busy. My brother Elgin is he's not, like I said, he's not my blood brother. He's a pastor. He cared enough to reach out. This man was busy every day. Still busy. So I reached out to him and asked him, and he said he would, but the thing is, it's got to be when he got time. Unfortunately, he had to stand in front of the congregation and answer questions about the same thing.
If you care about somebody, you build them up.
Somebody asked, what was your major in college?
Analytics.
Jerome McCoy.
Did you graduate from there?
Yeah.
Okay, so do you have a degree?
Associate's degree, yes.
Like, do you have one that you have at your house?
It is in storage somewhere. I gotta look for it. We literally just moved. So like when I talked to you the other day, like I said, when we went on our mini vacation, we were in the midst of moving in here. Like the first time I did the video, like in the background, you can see the door open. Like we had boxes stacked behind because we literally just moved in.
Now, moved in where? Is this your house or is this your girlfriend's?
Oh, no, it's my house.
Okay.
We live together. We live together. Like she got her own place, but she moved in here with me. But we live together. She subleased to her house, but we live here together. We live here.
Okay, so you can't show the degree. Do you have any picture, any like on campus, walking around with school bags, anything?
Somewhere. I gotta find it.
Okay, so I'm gonna write that down. We're gonna try to get all these pictures. It's not the explanations. We just need if you have pictures. That's the only thing. What about the housing? Like you said, you had an apartment in the house. Do you have any video of you in both of those locations, just moving in or something that you could show?
I don't have a video of me moving into the house. Like
just anything. You chilling, you eating chips, you watching TV, anything in those two locations.
I got pictures of me in the house with people that I know, like let's see, what is that? The charity that I used to work for. I got pictures of that. Because I did. I invited everybody over to the house one day and we all just hung out after we all worked all weekend there.
Do you want to provide that?
First of all, I'm gonna ask the people who's in the pictures, do they care?
No, we're gonna blur their faces out. We're not using nobody's face.
I know the kids don't care, but I mean, like I said, some of the directors that I threw the party for might, but I know the kids don't care.
This is at the house, not the apartment.
Again, if you can, anybody who watched the video, please do me a favor. Y'all want to do research and look up everything, do this for me. If my main job is in Norcross, Georgia, and Duluth, Georgia is where the studio apartment is, that's where I went during the week because it's too far of a drive. And you look out where Douglasville is, you look from the distance from Douglasville, Georgia to Norcross, Georgia, and you look at Atlanta traffic, then you tell me this makes sense. I stayed in Duluth during the week. The traffic in Atlanta, when I got off work at 5 o'clock,
I think people understand the story. They just want to see any type of, evidence of everything.
Anybody will tell you this much. I am not the first person that was living in Atlanta that did this. There was a bunch of people doing this because
traffic in Atlanta is horrible. Nothing. My driver's license had a Douglasville address. My tag from my car, Riverdale, Georgia versus Douglasville, Georgia. Ain't nobody giving up trying to live down in Clayton County. If you're a black man living in Clayton County, get out. So I live in Douglas County where it didn't matter the color of my skin. And it's a very nice house. Not to mention.
Now you did mention to me that Risa reached out to you, and you have some, recordings of what she said. And can you explain what those were?
First, it was someone claiming to be her agent, and I hung up on that person a couple times. And then they called back with her asking for me, and then it was, oh, well, I want you to collaborate the story with me so we can get paid. I'm like, so you want me to collaborate a lot?
Do you have something you could show to where she called you?
Let's see. A lot of the numbers, they didn't have a name, and these are people just calling on her behalf. So they don't, like I said, they didn't call me from a number that's in my phone.
Is there anybody you can call and verify that, hey, who is this? And they say, oh, this is Teresa's representative.
Other than her lawyer, no. And he ain't gonna do nothing to defame her. But again, like I said, I can ask, but that's a different situation.
A lot of people are asking about the arena football. They mentioned that the arena football league has been shut down for years.
Because you got fans returning tickets because of this stuff with Teresa. I'm not going to stop another football player from eating. Arena football shut down. That doesn't mean the owners are going to stop making money. That means they transfer it over. You got people who transfer it over to the XFL, the CFL, and they now join. Still same owner. Do your research. It's simple. You can, the same arena football team that was in Austin is now an XFL team in Austin. And that's The Rock's favorite team as far as the XFL go right now because they joined. It's the same owner.
So we did the research. The arena football team in Austin is called the Austin Wranglers, with Doug McGregor being listed as the owner. According to the article, Doug also owned another arena team, the Georgia Force, both of which shut down prior to 2024. The XFL has 8 official teams listed, several being in Texas, but none in Austin. Houston's owner is listed as Dwayne Johnson and Danny Garcia. In fact, all 8 teams are owned by Dwayne Johnson and Danny Garcia, with no trace of Doug McGregor.
You go to their website and take a look. They have highlights from arena football because the fact is it's the same owner. All he did was change the name of the team. That's it. They changed venue, still in the same city. And I'll say this to anybody who's a football fan, if you don't know this. If a league shut down, it doesn't mean the owner going to surrender and say, oh, I guess I'm out of business. No, if there's another league that he can get into, he's going to do so. I understand some people as a football fan, you may not understand the ins and outs of how ownership works, but there's always another way that you can keep a fan base.
But they're no longer existing, so they wouldn't really matter to say the name because they're not even a team anymore.
The way I understand it and the way it works, if you sold somebody season tickets and you no longer, that league doesn't exist and you don't want to give their money back, but you take your organization to another league, you're going to honor those tickets. That's how that works.
We obviously aren't going to be able to get any pictures of San Diego State football or the Arena League. Can you show any football picture?
As part of their legal action, no.
So you can't show any football picture, not even you as a kid?
As far as my lawyer is concerned, not until we're finished with all of this.
Okay.
You have the people at San Diego State pushing, like, I think I said this to sister-in-law yesterday. We were talking. You got the whole thing with TikTok going on. Like they want to get rid of TikTok. One of the reasons they want to get rid of TikTok because of stuff like this type of stuff. Me, I could care less. Like I said, I'm not on it. I think I might glaze through it every once in a while because you don't have to have a membership to watch the funny videos. That's the most I've ever seen on there. And I didn't, like I said, someone called me and said, hey, she making this how I knew anything about the videos.
So you saying TikTok is facing ban because people are posting their stories?
It's more to it than what I understand. But I mean, for me personally, watching people pretend to be me, watching her story, watching people give their take on it, freedom of speech, I'm not mad at that. I just think that, or the way I look at it with my dad, you say it's two sides of the story. So you listen to her, and you got a lot of women who something. People
have obviously pulled court records and stuff, and they said they've seen the impersonating officer and being sentenced to a week in jail.
Yeah, when I got that cleared up, I ended up having to go to court 3 days in a row because for 2 days he didn't want to come. His friend Frank made him come the third day, and then that was the deal with him. and they let him slide because he was ex-military.
How is he going to weekend jail with your ID?
You better ask some people in Georgia. A friend of mine that used my license, and he had to do weekend jail, not me, with that stuff, because he had to prove that to his job that I can't work weekends and I'm in weekend jail. That's it.
The thing is, you said he has the receipts to show to his employer to know, like, hey, I'm going to weekend jail. I'm doing everything right. How would his employer be able to verify that with your ID and your name on the weekend receipts?
The only thing I know, I think they gave him off so that he could do the weekend stuff. How that worked out, the captain ain't gonna tell y'all, so I have no idea. And again, I have no idea, so I can't tell you. All I know is they worked it out with him where he could get off and be there for that part of it, and that was the end of it for me. When I went to go check my record to make sure that was off, it was off, and I didn't think nothing else about it after that.
But why would he use your ID though? That's the part that I'm not understanding.
Because in my car, what I used to do, which I had to stop doing is because in Atlanta, if you black and you ride around, you need to make sure you got your license with you all the time. Sometimes I jump up, I run out, run to work, run back, whatever. But my job, you need to have your ID with you to get into the facility. Whatever your driver's license is, it goes with your company ID. They have to be tagged. So for me, I would leave them in the car. He used my car. He got in trouble.
Okay, so they pulled him over and he showed them your ID.
Pretty much. And they gave him a ticket, is what I understand. So when they gave him a ticket, they let him go. Whatever happened after that, the only thing I know is I got a letter in the mail saying, hey, I failed to appear in court. When I went down, because a company lawyer was like, hey, you gotta go and turn yourself in, find out what's going on. As soon as I got down, I didn't have to do nothing because the officer said, that's not the guy that I stopped.
But it's the guy on the ID.
We look alike, we're brothers. A friend of mine that used my license, and he had to do weekend jail, not me.
Okay.
But like I said, he said that's not the guy I stopped. And I asked the officer while we were down there, who did you stop? And he was like, well, somebody was driving your car. And I asked him where he got the ID from. They went over everything with me. He pulled it from the side door. And I was like, okay, so that's where I keep everything.
That part of it is kind of confusing though, because
it's confusing to me. And like, again, I can't tell you what they went and did. You got to get the captain on and let him tell you, because I don't know. The only thing that happened after that was I went to court a couple days later. They threw it out for me and they took it off. And that was the end of it. I didn't hear anything else about it until he called me and said, hey, bro, I need to ride for weekend jail.
And then he explained to you, hey, look, I got pulled over in your car. So I just want to go over the story real quick.
I knew that already. He didn't explain anything. All I did was pick him up. We were already really not speaking to each other because my father had been passed. I dropped him off where he asked me to.
So basically what you're saying, your brother took your car, got pulled over, gave them your ID because it was already in the car. The officer issued a court appearance.
They gave him a ticket.
He didn't pay it and didn't go to court because obviously you didn't go to court because it wasn't your ticket.
And I didn't know about it.
The officer did not know that this wasn't this man's ID because y'all look so similar.
I didn't find out anything until my job did periodic background checks on everybody that works there. So it came up that I had a warrant. And I'm like, for what? Unpaid ticket. I'm like, where? So at that point, instead of going and turning myself in, I went to the company lawyer. I asked him, how do I rectify this? Because I wasn't where this was. He said, did anyone borrow your car? He's the only person I let use my car. So again, when I asked him about it, he told me he didn't know anything about it. So then the company lawyer said the best thing for you to do is you have to go down there. He went down there with me. When we went down there, again, we were sitting on a bench. We waited for the officer that was on the ticket. And he said, that's not the guy that I stopped.
Got you. Because people are also mentioning the officer story was on your background check.
That's his record, not mine.
Now explain, was he using your ID to...
What I found out is that he used my ID for a lot of stuff. And I'm still not aware of everything, but again, all I did and what the lawyer did was he cleared up who was actually using it. Because the address that I guess that charge was, I never lived there. Never even close to there.
So he was using your ID to do like whenever he got in trouble, he would present them the ID?
I have no idea. Again, Christopher James Rogers. Don't ask me to explain what he think about, because I don't know.
As far as the like the impersonating the officer story,
that's something she got. That's something that happened with D, and she just used that. Again, Christopher James Rogers. When I asked him about it, he denied it, and then he thought it was funny, and he was like, if I did, it don't matter now because you got it cleared up. My brother Michael has tried to build a relationship with him. I'm a little bit of a colder soul when it comes to that, because at the funeral he showed his ASS, and for me, I was done with it. I ain't gonna say it's a jealousy thing or nothing like that. Christopher's issue is he don't take responsibility for nothing he do. And it's good to put it on me and his brother Michael. That's easy to say we did something wrong. We idolized this dude. We thought he was the coolest thing ever. This is a dude who been to George Jr. locked up for doing dumb stuff in high school. We still idolized him. He had a military career. He screwed that up because he couldn't keep it in his pants. And we still idolize this dude. Me, I ain't got no problem telling anybody, the world, the captain, Christopher James Rogers, I stopped dealing with him because to me, he turned into what I never thought he would be, which is a bum.
You don't still keep in contact with the guy and the lady who Teresa was cheating with?
The last time I spoke to either one of them, they were on vacation and they went to Atlantic City, and they both reached out to me because in a new relationship, and they were telling me their progress. They got a baby, and their marriage was doing good. You know, they reached out when it first happened. How you feeling? And they were trying to gauge my feelings, and I was just like, I'm trying not to pay it any attention. But like I said, when they visit my family, that's when I had to, wanted to say something.
Yeah, let's talk to them and see if we can get them on there.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I know he ain't gonna say that. His wife probably will. For him, I think revisiting that, I guess, and because he married still with his wife. I think for him, it's a tough one. For her, I ain't trying to be mean. She just don't care. She don't care.
Well, if she don't care, I would love for you to reach out to her.
I can shoot her a text, but like I said, that don't mean she gonna answer. No, she says she's working right now. Can't talk right now. Working right now. Yeah, so
tell her even if she could not get on the phone and send like an audio message confirming it, that's all she would have to do.
Well, like I said, I'm not going to keep bothering her about it because we all spoke about this. Like I said, her husband, my girlfriend, sister-in-law, but not to mention Kima, her roommate. Like we all got together. We all had to sit down and game plan this situation.
Someone said, how did you go to college late? Because your family couldn't afford it, but you also got a Cadillac as a graduation present.
Now, we didn't have a whole bunch of money growing up, but everybody in my household, when you graduated from high school, you got a car. When you graduated and you put the cap and gown on, you was pulling up to your graduation. My first car was a Cadillac, a Fleetwood Cadillac.
First of all, I ain't get no car for graduation. I bust my butt off that summer and 2 summers before and bought my own first car. Cadillacs was my dad's thing. I ain't have a Cadillac. My dad drove 2 of them. I used his car from time to time, but no, I ain't get no daggone Cadillac. I wish, but I wouldn't even drive a Cadillac if they gave me one. I hate those. And on top of that, when I went to school with no car. I didn't get the car until after freshman year. My parents didn't have money to send me to school because Christopher was already kicked out the Air Force by then, and they were paying off his debt. I went to college on me alone. My scholarship, my hard work. I didn't go to college late. I graduated in 97. I went to college that August, 97. I graduated 2001.
They're asking if the guy that you switched phones with could come forward about that story.
I have not talked to James in years. I don't even know how to contact him. No, I think he actually a friend of mine on Facebook. I think he's still a friend of mine on Facebook. James, yeah, I think he is. But I haven't physically spoken to him.
You said that the phones, she had the codes to your phone?
We can't lock the company phone. We're not.
Okay, because you said you can't lock the company phone, but then you said she had the codes to one of your phone. That was just you misspeaking.
My personal phone, yeah. I get home, she tell me I went through the phone or whatever because we weren't allowed to lock those phones either. The nature of my job, I had to have 2 phones. Simple as that. She had a password to both of them.
Okay.
That's my wife. Why would I keep? I don't lock nothing. My girlfriend got the code to my phone now. She don't. I don't. The number one thing that guys do is, and I know it's probably stereotyping, but they be like, "Oh, my girlfriend ain't getting the password to my phone." Oh, she got the password to my phone. She go in there anytime she wants to.
Question is, you said that Egypt lives in St. Louis, but she's in school in Duluth, Georgia.
Her mother is from St. Louis. They periodically go back for holiday. She goes to school, Duluth High School, and that information I didn't give you. So again, that was to protect her, so she don't have to go to school and deal with the Risa Tisa foolishness. And I was just doing something nice, and they were in St. Louis at the time, so the only way she could get them is if I mailed them to her. I'm not gonna advertise her mom online or talk about. I mean, she graduated from high school this year from Duluth High School. The movie What's Love Got to Do with It came out. I love Tina Turner, Angela Bassett. I think she did a marvelous job. But you got to understand something. Nobody ever asked Ike Turner did any of that happen. They just decided. Now, it took, 25, 30 years later for Tina Turner herself to come out and say, well, we embellished a lot of that for the movie. But that was okay because everybody demonized Ike for 20 years to get online. And I talked to her mom for 3 hours. You talking about rent? Alexa, turn on living room. Uh-oh. Alexa, turn on living room.
So the people that are in the house right now, right? You just said sister-in-law. Is that somebody that's close with your family?
Yeah, somewhat, yeah.
Does she know about like any medication or anything like that?
Any medication I take medication for pain if the limbs hurt from the accident. Other than that, no.
So no sign, like no mental medication.
Okay, so let me ask y'all this: do I take any antipsychotic medicine?
No, sorry.
No, you start laughing. I mean, I'm just saying. Anybody wanna? Do I take anything? Am I crazy? Anybody think I'm nuts in this house? But for real though, like other than crazy about your sister, but am I nuts? The only person make me nuts in this house is Max. That's the dog.
Well, I'm just asking about the medication.
I'm saying so. No, you watch me pop my stuff in the morning time. Anything? Am I different?
I'm going to say this once and once only.
Here, hold on. There you go. Put that in your ear, in your little tiny ear.
And this is the girlfriend? This is your girlfriend?
Yep, it is.
Hello. I don't even know how to begin this. I really just feel like this is a waste of time because people want to say whatever they want to say. They're going to feel the way they want to feel. And I just really believe that it's just not even worth it. It's just really enough. Enough is enough. It's a done deal.
Let me ask you a question.
He's not psychotic. He's not bipolar. He's none of the stuff that is being said right now. Me personally, I had enough of it. I'm going to give you back.
Let me ask you something before you just. I'm sorry because I know you want nothing to do with this really, and it aggravates you to death. But
Damn it.
I want to say this so people can hear this. So they always say my favorite one is that I'm a narcissist. I don't believe I'm wrong. What do I always say to you about?
You're always wrong.
Hey, I mean, you're the one that's right. I'm wrong all the time.
Wrong all the time.
I just shut up at the point. I'm wrong all the time. You know, I don't say nothing. I fall behind Max and who right. Max probably right more than me. But like the people, like I said, the reason I say that, I'm sorry, but the reason I say that is because she will have you believe that this person that she talking about and that person don't exist.
We haven't seen him.
I've never seen him.
And these two people, they're around me all the time. I love my sister to death. My sister-in-law, because she always she like the leader of the pack for us because she over here laughing, but she's a lot smarter than I am. So when all the situation got started, she was the person kind of gave me an idea, well, how you want to handle this, how you want to go about this. So when I look online, sometimes it's funny to me, but when I hear somebody say, she say, oh, he's a narcissist. Oh, where? And I'm always wrong.
The only thing I need from you is if you can provide any type of pictures for the house, that wheelchair, and some school pictures you said.
No. Hold on for that. Your page public?
No, it's private. I made it private. The minute them women started hitting me up.
And then a lot of them are asking about a lie detector test.
But see, that's my point.
Here's what I'm gonna do. Here's what I'll say.
Why are we answering questions for them?
They're curious.
They can be curious all they want. He should be giving those people who should be asking for photos about him being in a wheelchair or anything like that is the freaking lawyers, not them. That's where I'm at with it.
Well, they know it already. They got a medical record.
I know that, but my point is that to me, the public, all they're going to do is just demonize it even more, like they did the first video.
If you feed a monster, the monster will grow.
That's pretty much where I'm going at with it. I feel like we're beating a dead horse. But to put a photo of you being in a wheelchair, come on. Why? What's the reason? Because that's not what he's saying is not a good reason for me. So I don't care how he feels, but right about now, I'm saying no.
Hello? Hey. I'm in the middle of doing, I was just talking about you actually. I was in the middle of doing this Zoom meeting talking about Teresa's foolishness.
I mean, if he wants to speak to you, that's fine.
Can you hear her?
Yeah, who is that?
This is the lady that took care of me when I was in the car accident that was kind of around when she was making these phone calls. Teresa was. All right, go ahead.
Okay. I took care of him, including cussing people out in the rehab center when they wasn't doing right by him. You know what I mean? I, made sure that they were taking care of him because when I couldn't. And we got squared away. Brothers walking. I'm happy as hell. I'm happy as hell. Yeah, she was calling, telling him stupid shit to have me cuss her out a couple times because she talked about, I wish you'd have died in the hospital, this, that, and the third, all this other bullshit. So yeah, she is a bitter, evil little thing, and she's gonna burn in hell. But hey,
She was calling you, talking about him?
Yeah, she would call my phone, and then, like I said, I was in a wheelchair, so sometimes I can't answer the phone, and then she would answer.
How long since they were dating did she call and wish all those things about him?
It was all we were done like a year.
I feel like you're being super nice to her. She deserves to get punched in the throat.
I mean, it's like it goes like this. Like she says, like in her story, she says that she was looking for me or whatever the case may be. I was already going through like rehab, like getting to walk again, and only thing she called to say is, first she called me and said, "Hey, I want you back," and then when I wasn't with that, that's when I hope you die.
That's good.
So anytime like we had a situation where we went out one day. And I was having a horrible day getting in and out of the car. It was snowing outside, and I know you remember that day because that's the day, Kima, you was really on it, and she just wouldn't get off the phone. She kept calling. She called me like 30 times. So you just explain to him the day that she called when you took the phone from me.
Well, actually, it happened twice. Not that my memory's working, but on this particular day. He wasn't feeling the greatest. I was trying to do stuff to get him out of his funk, just to get him out of the house and kind of give him a different lease on life. Because I suffer from depression myself, so I know it's hard. I know what it looked like. So I'm trying to get him together to get him in the car, and she won't get off the phone. But she's not saying anything worth saying. She's saying the same she's been saying, and he's just telling her, "Look, I don't want to talk about this. I don't get off the phone. I want to get off the phone." And bless his heart, he didn't hang up because I sure did. Because I told him, I said, "You are a conniving little bitch. This man is in a wheelchair because of you. Everything that's going on right now, you did it. So why the fuck are you, trying to make his, trying to exacerbate what you've already done? The deal is done. The deed is over. Get over it." And I don't want the phone. And I don't care. And I'll do it again.
Ask her, to her knowledge, why did y'all break up?
Do you know why do you remember why we broke up? Why I stopped dealing with Teresa?
Hold on. Brain is working. Damn.
Yeah, pretty much.
My brain is telling me it was with a friend of yours.
He was sort of a friend. He was her friend, but I knew him because he used to come to the house all the time. So he worked with her. That was Mr. Black Charger, the one that called that day when his wife wanted to know should she take him back.
Did she ever hear anything like that? Did she ever hear the guy call?
Yeah, she was there. Like I was on the phone with him when he called. Like he was on speaker. She heard bits and pieces of the conversation. You remember the day I talked to the guy when he was trying to apologize for them two screwing?
I didn't hear the whole conversation because I kept walking in and out of the room. I don't like eavesdrop on people's conversations. It's not what I do. He was trying to apologize and, trying to get Jay to call his wife and take him back. Or some it's dumb either way. But what the hell was Jay going to say? At the end of the day, you did what you did with his wife. So y'all can both burn in hell. And that's how I felt. What's been going on for me is that my friends who were privy to my association with Jay are calling me still because they keep seeing all this stuff on social media, YouTube. They're sending me clips of different videos and whatnot. I finally cussed a few people out just yesterday. But yeah, my friends and people that love and care about me are calling me like, don't trust this dude, stay away from him. I know you know what I'm saying, you're a caring person and he took advantage of you. They're telling me that, Risa Tisa is online talking about how he was never in no hospital. She ain't seen him with no car, that he ruined her life and all this other stuff. And then that there's, other women trying to join into the fray to gain the sympathy credit. So yeah.
No, was I actually in the hospital, wheelchair, all that rehab?
Man, this man was I don't know how deep he wants me to go, but I'll go ahead.
Go ahead.
I had to wipe his like when he couldn't get up and make it to the bed, I had to clean him. I had to change the bed. I had to lift his big up and down, out of the house, down the steps, into the car, out of the car, wheelchair and all. This
is why we were going through the divorce. Like, this is why we were going through all that.
I seen the hospital papers. Can't nobody tell me he wasn't in no hospital. Can't nobody tell me he wasn't crippled. Ain't nobody in their right mind going to sit there and do what the hell he went through and what I had to deal with.
Did she know you prior to you in that condition?
No, I met him December, not this past December before on Facebook dating, and he quickly disclosed, look, I'm in a wheelchair, this, that, and the third, and he wouldn't even get on video chat with me after a while. But as he kept telling me his story, I finally convinced him to get on video chat with me so I could see for myself. And everything he said was real. The man was in a wheelchair living with a crackhead, with a broad that kept coming over and they was cussing and fighting and all this other bullshit. There was no way for him to heal in that type of environment. So me being the human that I am, and I just went, I said, I'm coming to get you.
I don't think I cussed her out not once. I don't think I used not one, no profanity towards her. Because at the time, like I said, I was trying to heal. Like, first of all, you come home, you see your wife cheating, and you try to fix it, you can't fix it. Then you're in an accident while you trying to figure out what you're going to do, how does the divorce going to work. And then this whole time I'm going through recovery, yeah, she calling, looking for me, like until I got the phone cut off. Finally, that's when everything stopped. Finally. It's simple. We were good. She cheated. I tried to deal with it. I couldn't, and I walked away. That's simply what happened. Ended up.
You calling it an accident? It wasn't no damn accident. She ran you over.
Well, that's a whole nother story. Never had an injury with knees at all until I was in a car accident, and that was after her and I were divorced.
Say that part.
The reason I was in an accident is Teresa's fault.
To her knowledge, what happened?
You want to tell him what happened? I don't even like talking about it. So basically, she came to get some of her. You want to tell her? Well, I came to get my stuff. I came to get stuff out of her house to take home to mine. And when I was in the driveway, she decided to back over me with my vehicle.
What was you didn't
Press
there-
charges? You can't press charges if you're unconscious, my boy. I woke up at Grady Memorial.
So didn't y'all have a ring camera from the?
I woke up with a crushed pelvis, emergency surgery for appendix, leg crushed, arm crushed. We talking about jaw wired shut, pins in my arm, pins in my knee, torn ACL on the other side. You talking about when all this happened? Yeah, Jerome could have jumped online and started telling people all this. I ain't do all that. Because why? I'm fighting for my life. Two, while that's going on, yeah, she spent time looking for me in Atlanta, running around. She wasn't worried at all. This is, oh, he got a girlfriend now and he happy. And I'm bitter, I'm mad. And once the videos took off, I'm gonna use this and get famous.
But let's go back to that story though, because like I'm confused because
And she did. She got famous. She got money. She took trips to Paris. Got a BMW. Like she did.
I always say the same thing. Don't let the face fool you. When you look at her and you say, oh, you feel bad for her. You feel, and I know I'm gonna get in trouble for saying it, but I'm saying, well, you feel bad for a demon is what you feel bad for. The person that she making me out to be, that's her. What's the growth they say? The greatest lie the devil ever told.
let's go back to the hospital though, because I'm trying to figure out, you didn't never think to bring up, bring that up to the police or anything? Like she worked for the police, didn't she?
I was out for weeks. Like I wake up, they explain another surgery. I'm sorry. When the police got involved, again, what can they do at this point? Yeah, they asked her questions. Did she say she didn't do it? Yeah, she did. Who was out there other than the ambulance driver? I was on the ground.
In her story, she said the neighbor had a ring camera, and that's how they figured out that.
Okay, well, why the neighbor didn't? Why did she get a fit footage from the video from the neighbor saying that none of this happened? Again, I always look at that. The neighbor that she talking about, that woman never dealt with her. She didn't like her.
Okay, but her hitting you though is and putting you in a hospital. That's kind of different. They're gonna do an investigation on that.
They can do that. That's on them. I couldn't do anything. I was out. When I woke up, by the time I found out the level of the surgery that I needed and what had to happen, that's what I was focused on.
So you didn't care about getting no compensation back from her hitting you or nothing?
I cared about living, breathing. I got told, hey, it's a slim chance you're going to walk again, brother. So let's see what you focus on. You focus on your cheating, lying ex-wife, or do you focus on maybe I might not be able to walk again and I might have to live my life in a wheelchair?
Well, two can be true. I would simultaneously be worried about the main part is walking, but
unfortunately at the time, my concern was, what am I going to do if I cannot walk again?
And that would give me personally vengeance to where I would say, we need to make sure the person that did this is,
again, trying to survive is more of a motivation than getting revenge. If I wanted revenge, I could have got on here and I could have said all this and went back. I'm not seeking that. My life is quiet and I like it that way. The only part that's disruption is I got to go online and I got to hear her tell a whole story and make herself sound like a victim for you guys to give her the credit. And again, even after this video, whatever you do with this, they going to tell you, oh, she lying. He got her to say all this, but that's not true. But again, I don't need to go out here and clout chase. I have no desire or no need to be famous. I don't want to be on somebody's movie screen. I don't want to buy my life online. I'm already watching the lie on Tuby that what she'd say my life was, which it wasn't. I was a grown man laying in the bed and can't take myself to the bathroom.
He was not getting up to go to the bathroom. He was drinking the Powerade and then using the empty bottles to pee in.
Were you peeing in water bottles?
No, I'm scooting on my butt downstairs to get into a wheelchair to go to Walmart.
Did she ever mention that, like in a text message, I'm sorry, or anything that showed her being the one that did that?
Teresa is remorseless on stuff like that. Like the phone, she started off being sorry in the beginning. Like Kima can tell you, like, call and say, I want you back. She started being sorry, offering to come up, take care of me, bring you back up. Yeah, but once she realized, oh, he's not taking me back, yeah, she stopped because she couldn't find me. And then again, she talked to a cousin. The cousin, oh yeah, he got a girlfriend. He up here, he walking again. He back, he good again. Oh, I'm a demonizer.
You had the accounts, the offshore accounts and everything.
No, she knew. She knew about it.
She knew about what?
She knew about all the money because again, if she wanted something,
but what
she was
is
able to go out and buy it.
What I'm saying is, what is the money that you're referring? Because you're saying the money, but
the money I made working, not only just ball, working, my job.
What money are we talking about? Are we talking about $250,000? We talking about under that? What, like?
I'm not telling people how much money I got sitting in the bank account. That's just stupid. I had enough to live very, very comfortably. And I added to what I had to live very, very comfortably because after I was finished with ball, that means getting a job. She didn't pay bills. So again, am I flipping burgers and I'm paying all the bills? No.
So you have money, just not as much as she's alluding to.
I don't know how much money she alluded to because she never gave y'all figures.
$600,000 cash. That's what she was saying on the house. And you just kept saying that you weren't going to do that for a house.
Okay, listen, $600,000, a lot more than that, triple that.
That you saying that what you have is triple with 600,000.
Then yeah, but I've quadrupled my worth since then.
So quadrupled 600,000 since the time of her telling this story.
When we met, yeah.
Okay. Okay. So you're saying you got that money. You just weren't gonna put that down on the house the way she was saying.
I said I'm not putting that on the house because the simple said there's no children involved, and there's no need for two individuals to leave that size of a house. There's no point. The houses that she looking at, you talking about, one house was 740 square feet, and I'm like, are you? And I said to her, are you crazy?
And you're not willing to show anything from.
No, you know what I mean? Like, since the video got started, as many people want to get out and make a TikTok video and say, oh, you know, this, that, and the third, Legion lying. You know how many people jumped in my inbox after the series was over with? I'll be your side chick. My girlfriend can attest to that. My sister-in-law can attest to that. She'll tell you, oh, well, we got phone calls, people FaceTime me, jumping on the phone. First thing they saying to me is, look, I'll be your side chick. I know you got a girlfriend. That's what that created. That's what that created. I've explained the truth so many times to people. It ain't even funny. And she's still jumping on your TV. She lying. She jumping down to Netflix and she lying. And honestly, here's some truth for you. When Tuby took the movie or took her idea and did a movie, I found it funny. I watched the movie. I found it hilarious. Mm-hmm. Because
the movie came out?
Yes, Tuby, the movie premieres, I think, this weekend. But they sent me the movie.
So you saw the movie early?
Yeah, I saw it. I thought it was funny. It's a lie, but I mean, I thought it was funny. Like the dude in the video who is supposed to be me. I'm like, you could at least got a dude look like me. The lady that plays her, I'm like, well, at least she looked something like her. But like, it's a whole story. It's fictional.
Someone said if Risa never kicked him out on his B-Day, why did he make a Facebook post on his birthday that said he needed to stay somewhere and made a GoFundMe?
I didn't post that. She did. I didn't post anything.
So she hacked in your account?
She did it a couple times. First of all, she didn't kick me on my birthday. I was gone 3 days before my birthday because I celebrated my birthday with friends in Philly. I wasn't even in Atlanta.
You said you shopped at Save a Lot in California. People want to know how that's possible.
Who said I shopped at the Save a Lot in California? Man, I used to shop for groceries in a dollar store out in California, like the Dollar Tree. Like I used to go there. I would go to like Save a Lot. I would do whatever I need to do to save that money because any day in arena football might be your last day.
Okay.
I ain't never seen one. The Save a Lot in California? I've never seen one. My realtor that I've dealt with for years is Tori. None of those were friends of mine. The only realtor I've dealt with from 97 on is Tori. That's it.
From 97 on is Tori. That's it.
So I know she gonna watch this. So I'm gonna speak directly to you, Teresa. I don't care about your movie deal or your clout chasing. I don't care. Don't think I do because I don't. You need to get you some help. Demonizing me, if you feel like that's your therapy, you want to get on there on somebody's couch and make up a story, that's fine with me. But you need to get you some help. You got somebody over here who unemployed, who can jump on a plane and go to Houston and fly here. You can fly to New York. You can go to Good Morning America and run and tell your story. I gotta go to get up and go to work. I can't jump on a plane and go run here and tell, a story about a relationship that was 3 years ago. Are you upset because I left? That's what this is. You did 50 parts of a video and then you call people that I don't even talk to. My brother clout chase. Christopher James Rogers, the captain, whatever, clout chase. That's his thing. That's just what he do. Anybody who got any good sense, they know that. And something I've had to do since she's been doing all this is actually have to go stand in front of my boss, stand in front of board of directors, stand in front of alumni at San Diego State, stand in front of team members and say to them, hey, I'm sorry, offer an apology for something don't have anything to do with me. And it's basically a bitter ex. And now the Tuby movie's out and they stole her idea. Now she want to sue. Now her people reaching out to me saying, oh, we want your help to sue them. No, I'm not going to help you demonize me any more than you already did.